Hey there everyone, what's going on? My name is Noob Sniper, and if you're new to Minecraft, this is probably going to be a very helpful video. And if you're not new to Minecraft, or you're an experienced player, this video still might give you some insight. So I hope that everyone that watches this video will gain something from it. Now, what is this video going to be about? This video is going to be about addressing an issue that I've received numerous times in private messages on YouTube, and that is people asking, what is the best place to live in Minecraft? Is it a high hill? Is it low? Is it in a cave? Is it just making a dirt house, a 4x4 dirt house? What is the optimal house? And I have to say that there is no one correct answer, because every place that you spawn in, every world that you generate, has its pros and its cons. Every living area has its pros and its cons. So what I'll be doing here today is generating a few random worlds and analyzing them live with you, what's going on in my head and what I can find as a suitable area. So this is not exactly going to be a starting tutorial, but more as a guide to teach you how to find places and use your surroundings and know the benefits and the negatives of your surroundings and the area you've generated. So without further ado, let's create a new world. Now, whether it be survival or hardcore, doesn't matter. World options. As of 1.2.5 at least, which is what I'm playing on, you can use default, super flat, and in 1.3 I believe there will also be large biomes. So I'll be using just a default generate structures such as villages and dungeons, which can be useful if they can come in handy if you find them. But we're just going to generate a random world, so I'll call this one World 1, World 1.1. I'll create it, because World 1 I actually have already, I already have a World 1, coincidentally. So, let's see what kind of world we generate here. Taking a little while to generate, could be a jungle. Okay, so, first thing you want to do is just look around, see what kind of landscape you have. I've spawned on what is grass, but pretty much a beach. That's where you can dedicate it as a beach. So you have a beach, and it makes no logical sense, but there's also a taiga biome. You can find this out by pressing F3, and I'm going to try to find an area. There you go, you guys can see that. On the left hand side, not in the first column, but in the second, X, Y, Z, F, L, C, B. B is biome. So I'm in the beach biome, and when I take a few steps, I'll be in the taiga biome. Taiga is a snowy biome, not tundra, but it is a snowy biome. Now in the taiga you can find lots of different animals. So you can find sheep, you can find chickens, and you can also find wolves, which are probably the most useful aspect of taiga biomes. Additionally, they provide a darker type of wood if you're into aesthetics, but we're going to be talking about basic needs here and basic building. So while wood and different color wood is very pretty, I'm going to talk to you on a level of survivability. So taiga biomes have a lot of trees, which can be a good and bad thing. The resource is obviously readily available. However, at night, these trees provide a lot of coverage and shadow that can hide enemies, so that during the day, when enemies normally despawn, they will actually still stay alive. So thriving in a taiga biome is possible. It's definitely possible, but it's something to be wary about. If you're going to make a house near a taiga biome, I'd highly recommend you stay on the border of it, so that when you come out at night, let's say you build your house right here, when you come out at night, you can see what's approaching, what is ahead of you, as opposed to, popping up underneath this tree to have 3 skeletons, a creeper, a spider jockey, and whatever else wants to kill you. So, taiga biome, out of a scale of 1 to 10 for survivability and house making area, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's not bad. You have to be really careful, and for Minecraft beginners, I would not suggest this. As for a beach itself, beaches are fine. If this was a giant, desert, and it was just pure sand, which I might generate one anyways, but I'll just talk quickly about it. Sand is not great of a resource. It really isn't. It's not as useful as wood is, of course. Sand can be used to generate sandstone, which is a solid block, as opposed to sand, which doesn't have gravity affecting it, but other than that, there really is no use for sand. Glass, but as a beginner or starting a new world, uh, this isn't the ideal or optimal area to start in. But let's generate another world and see what we can get. Alright, world 1.2, we're generating it right now, and let's see what we get. Any day now. Oh, there we go. So, what I believe this is, yep, it's just a typical forest biome. This biome has plentiful trees. Again, like the taiga biome, resource is the main commodity here, the main resource. You also find lots of chickens, you can find cows, find pigs. So, what I would say about the forest biome is, like the taiga biome, the trees provide a lot of coverage and a lot of shade for enemies to stay spawned during the day, so you have to be wary of that. However, and there's also the addition of multiple types of wood, but however, my main concern with this would be, again, the mobs, but I'm hesitant with forest biomes. There's the benefit of plentiful food resources, which are in the form of cows and pigs, but you do have to be wary again. Personally, I don't like being in enclosed areas like this where it's pretty much a maze to get anywhere, you know, having to navigate through and up and down. I do not like that personally. Some of you might, but I would rather have a larger flat biome or a larger flat area of land than, you know, being worried that I'm going to turn the corner and have, you know, again, 3 skeletons, a creeper, and a spider jockey waiting for me. So this is, again, like the taiga biome. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 only because you do find plentiful amount of resources in the form of wood, feathers from chickens, as well as food from the cows and chickens, cows, and pigs. So I would give this a 7 out of 10, and I'd say it's not bad for survivability. Not bad. Alright, well, here we got a swamp biome that was very near my spawn. Now, swamp biomes really don't offer that much different than forest biomes. You can tell that the trees are approximately the same size. The only variation or difference, or there are a few, but the addition of vines, which as an early game kind of thing, you know, just starting a new map, really not helpful. Mushrooms, however, both these brown and red mushrooms can be useful because they can be crafted into, that was convenient, they can be crafted into bowls of soup, which offer one of the best types of food sources. So you can also acquire lily pads from swamp waters, which I haven't found here. But I also want to mention that certain mobs spawn here as well, such as I think all mobs can spawn here except sheep and wolves. Don't quote me on that. I know pigs spawn here, obviously, as well as cows. I have seen some chickens, but I'm not sure about wolves. I don't think wolves or sheep have ever spawned. But this is convenient because now, wow, that's actually a really cool structure. That's an ADD moment. Alright, so let's say I didn't spawn here. Let's say I spawned near a ravine. Oh wait, look, I have. Now, what a ravine was what I call a giant chasm, a hole in the ground, an earthquake shattering 2 tectonic plates. You know, no, it's not really like that, but that's what I think of it. It's just a giant hole in the ground that separates 2, you know, large pieces of land. So if we go up this way, you see that the ravine spans pretty far. And what I would say about the ravine is that for a beginner, this can be fantastic. It can offer you some seriously easy resources to acquire, such as that iron over there, as long as you're cautious. However, my only fear, and it's, you know, still a fear as an advanced player, is being knocked in, falling in, and the such. The benefit again is that you can easily find resources, iron, coal. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some exposed diamond, gold, or redstone down there. All ores that, you know, are fantastic to get, but truthfully, early game are not exactly necessary. Would I recommend living in a ravine? I'm a little skeptical on that because living in a ravine can be tough. The mobs will spawn. There'll be a lot of mobs spawning actually, and That's actually surprisingly didn't kill me. A lot of mobs will spawn down here at night, which you have to be really wary of. And as well, as you can see, there's a lot of dark area that hasn't been lit up because there's no natural sunlight coming through. So I can guarantee you, if I walk over there, a couple mobs will at least spawn, shoot at me, try to kill me, etc., etc. And that's my only fear and complaint with the ravine, is that it's very exposed, very open. You can burrow in, which is, I mean, perfectly logical and perfectly fine way to live, but unless you're, I would recommend this type of biome or this type of area to live in if you are more experienced and or already established in Minecraft. So, ravine, if you're a beginner, I would say it's a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10 maybe because of the ores and the accessibility, the easily accessible and readily accessible ores. However, in regards to livability, I would not say it's very good, just because you might get killed early on, be discouraged, etc., etc. So, if you're an advanced player, however, I would recommend this very highly because not only does it offer you a large amount of space, it offers, again, the easily accessible ores, and already you are already lowered to diamond levels. So, it saves your tools a lot of the mining here. So, that's that. I would give it a overall 5 out of 10. Ah, the jungle. The jungle, the jungle, the jungle. So, recently, or fairly recently, the jungles have been introduced as a new biome. Now, the jungles are a very weird situation. With jungles, there are very, very high canopy looking or overlooking trees, tons of vines everywhere, and a lush amount of green, which is absolutely beautiful, actually. Um, there's not only a major complaint with the jungle is that as a beginner, it can be very, very hard to navigate, and you can easily get lost. Hell, I still get lost in jungle biomes. They're so vast, they're so similar to each other. There's no real distinct variation between, whether I'm looking in this direction or this direction. It all looks like jungle. It's all the same color. It all looks the same. All has the same texture, variety. I'm gonna say variety, same variety, etc., etc. So, that's my major complaint with the jungle. It's easy to get lost in, and again, because of the giant canopies over, it provides a lot of shade. And when you're down at a lower level, such as over here, this could be very, very bad in regards to mobs spawning and staying spawned during the day. However, there is an abundance of wood. I mean, retarded, excuse my language, I don't like using that term. There's an obscene amount of wood, jungle wood specifically, obviously. Again, has its aesthetic purposes of being a sort of pinkish tone when converted into planks. And one, I guess, kind of cool benefit with the jungle is that you can make a lot of tree houses fairly easily. That over there, for example, is a great example of a place to make a tree house. Even up here, if you can, make yourself some flooring and whatnot. But okay, that was a very sidetracked point. Overall, the jungle is an interesting experience. That's all I can say for it. Basically, it can be very, very good or very, very bad, and that's what I found from past experiences. Generally, it's good if you know what you're doing, but as a beginner, it can be very, very difficult. You can be lost for resources such as ores, which, in a plains biome, for example, which hopefully I'll find one, will be exposed. You can also find chickens in the jungle, which chickens and wolves are the only mobs I've seen in the jungle. So, as for food, you're pretty limited. Limited to just chicken meat, which is not exactly the greatest. Oh, and also another big point. Let's find it. Oh, well, I lied. Maybe you can find pigs too. One major complaint about this is that vines can be either a good or a bad thing. They can be a godsend or they can be a death trap waiting to happen. Now what I mean by that is, let's say you're roaming around the jungle, you're trying to get away from that creeper, that skeleton, that whatever, and you're trying to run through. All of a sudden those vines, every time you run through a vine, it slows you down. It doesn't kill your sprint, but it slows you down significantly. You're trying to get away, you're trying to just jump up here, and then it's like taking you up the tree. You're like, no, that's not what I want to do. So you try to get down, and you like take fall damage, or you fall over here, and you're like, oh no, and then there's 3 creepers there, and what have you. So Jungle, again, I got a little excited there, but jungle, it's not bad. It's all right. I would still recommend a forest over this just because of the availability of food in the jungle, in the excuse me, in the forest. But the jungle's not bad. If you can find a place either really high up or on the ground that's well lit, I think you'll do okay. You can survive it. So jungle, I'll give a 6 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad. Ah, now this is a big, big difference from any of the ones we've had before. Similar to the taiga, this is called the ice plains. So, if you've seen a plain biome before, it is pretty much just barren land, no trees, no structures, nothing. Just tons of grass, tons of hills, or like little roaming hills, and that's it. Now, with the ice plains, it's the exact same thing, but full of snow. So this is all grass underneath here. Now, plains are my personal favorite. Why? Because it's very, very exposed. And you may say, well, that's bad. You know, everyone can see you. Yes, but oppositely and benefitly, that's not a word, but benefit to that is that you can see everything as well. So even if, no matter where I make my home, if I make my home right here, if I make it over here, if I make it over there, regardless, I can see everything. This is actually, right now, this is exactly where I'd put my house. Well, maybe not. Maybe a little up here. Yeah, a little bit, like probably right here. The abundance of food is plentiful. Abundance of food is plentiful. That doesn't even make sense. Whatever. There's tons of cows. I know that there are tons of cows in the any plains biome, whether it be ice or not. So, cows offer leather, which it can be crafted into armor. Offer tons of food. I mean, an abundance of food, so you'll never go hungry. My only complaint with the ice plains or plains biome is that there could be a lack of trees. So that's not a problem actually, because what you can do is just simply take down a tree, get a few saplings, and just replant. As long as you keep replanting and build your tree farm, or build, a farm of trees, an abundance of trees, you'll be fine. You'll be good. But and there's also grass, which can drop seeds, as you saw right there. And if you make, yourself a farm, you can place them down. Say I just made a farm right there. No, if you drop them down to till the soil or what have you, you can make a lovely, lovely, lovely farm. Another little issue with the plains biome, sometimes, depending on what kind of biome you get, is water. Finding water is not exactly the easiest thing in the world in a plains biome, but I did find some over here in the form of ice, which in a normal world would be just water. Let's actually just see what's down here. Okay, it's just a cave. Okay, this could be a nice little area too if you wanted to make a home. So plains biome, I have a bias towards plains and flatland in general, just because it's so easy to build houses that are safe. You can build it pretty much anywhere. I can build it in the middle of this field. Oh, I've already run out of sprint. I can build it in the middle of this field and not be too worried, because in the morning I can see everything that's around me. It's not like a hill that, whoops, it's not like there's a hill facing upwards where, something can drop on me, or, there's trees all over the place that can conceal enemies. No, this is a very open, very, very, very flat biome. So this is my personal favorite. And as for survivability, it has food, it has resources, it has seeds, it has wood, and it has water. It also has caves, which you saw over there that I jumped in, which has resources. So survivability, this is the ultimate, I would say, and I would give this a 10 out of 10 for survivability. This is probably the best biome for starters and for people who want to build as well. It's very flat, easy to see any mobs that are around you, and resources, I always say this, are plentiful and readily available. So let's find one more world. Hopefully we'll find an extreme hills or something. So let's just see. Alright, well, I didn't get the extreme hills that I wanted, but I did get a regular, that sounded really weird, regular plains biome. So just like the last ice plains biome you saw, this is just a plains biome. Exact same concept, exact same everything, basically. Very flat, very plentiful in resources, easy to survive, easy to live. You have your seeds that you can acquire from grass, that's always there. You have your water, you have caves, you have resources, such as ores in that case. You have trees. Again, 10 out of 10. Wood bang. Oh, you can also find lava, but lava's randomly generated. No, I'm dying. Oh, see, I didn't die. Didn't die there. Alright. New world. Alright, well, this isn't the best example of what I wanted to illustrate here, but I've walked around past this jungle, and as you can see, there's a few mountains around. Now, this is Extreme Hills and Extreme Hills Edge, I believe. There we go. Now, Extreme Hills in general are, I mean, okay, I'm going to sound a little hypocritical here, but they're my favorite. My favorite overall. Not just to build, not just to survive, just overall. Why? Because, I don't know, I like mountains. Mountains are cool. But, in terms of survivability, these aren't bad at all. They really aren't. Hills can be actually a godsend. Why? Because, let me show you here. Once you climb up to this massive hill, you'll quickly see why it's one of the better ones aside from plains biomes. Because oppositely of plains, the Extreme Hills biome offers you a huge area to look down upon. Now, whereas the plains biome, everything was flat and level with you, when you're in the Extreme Hills biome, you are the top. You are the highest of the high. You see everything that's down there. So, have you ever heard of the, I won't say an expression, but more of the tactic that there's always the height advantage? If you watch Star Wars, the third movie, Anakin was outclassed by Obi-Wan. I can't believe I'm making this Star Wars reference. But in the third movie, in the end scene, spoiler alert, Obi-Wan claims that he has the high ground, and it's over for Anakin. Anakin says, no way, jumps over, and pretty much gets killed, almost killed at least. Now, that applies exactly here too. You have the high ground. You have the advantage over everyone and everything, because you see them first. Even if there's a creeper down there, you come out of your house from here, and look, he has to come up to you, and you're already prepared. If you were down there, for example, and the creeper was coming, he's coming down fast, pretty fast, and he's has a one-way trip down to you. When you're up here, you can actually push them off the edge. You can just kill them and keep them down, keep them at bay. And obviously, you can see everything from a far distance. So being up here is kind of beneficial. I'm just going to jump up here. Being up here is beneficial in the sense that you can see really far away as well. I'm just doing this to exemplify what I'm trying to say here. You know, I can see that there's a jungle biome over there. There's, you know, it looks like a bit of hills over there. Maybe it's some kind of plains mixed with hills. There's another jungle biome over here, swampy kind of looking thing. You know, that's the benefit. I'm going to jump off here. That's the benefit of the Extreme Hills biome. So, the only, you know, difficulty is resources. That's the main flaw. There aren't a lot of food sources such as pigs, cows, and chicken. Wood can be available from other resources, but you may have to go down and up hills, which takes your hunger bar away, so that's an issue. You do find a lot of sheep, though, if you're into sheep. If you're a milby, whoa, that looks really trippy. Never doing that again. Look at that. Looks really trippy. So if you're into milbies and you're into sheep, then you're good to go. Overall survivability, I would say 7 out of 10 just because of the lack of resources. And, oh, I survived. No, I didn't. Okay, that's going to conclude this tutorial slash, well, it's a brief tutorial video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to leave a like, a favorite if you really liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions as to another future video, a tutorial type video I should do, leave a comment and I would love to see what you guys suggest. So, thanks everyone and have an awesome day.